Ngayong araw na ito, marami po tayong pag-uusapan. Meron tayong mga inimbitang bisita representing the bamboo industry sector. Na andyan yung chairman ng bagong tatag na Mindanao Bamboo Industry Council, si Mr. Rod Bioco, at yung kanyang mga kasama sa Giant Bamboo Resources, Bukidnon Giant Bamboo Resources, based in Malaybalay, Bukidnon, the first or the biggest processing facility ng kawayan na nagpo-process ng giant bamboo into furniture, into bamboo slots for construction. And kasama niya sa ating programa ngayong araw na to si Roger Navarro at si Bobby Tinsay. Kasama din po natin sa ating programa ngayong araw ang kinikilalang nanay, katatapos lang ng Mother's Day. Ang Mother's Day ng bamboo industry sa Pilipinas or ng giant bamboo sa Pilipinas. Dating DNR Bamboo Program Coordinator, retired and living happily as a bamboo farmer, si Mrs. Mirna Disipulo ng Malaybalay, Bukidnon. No? Ngayong araw, pag-uusapan po natin yung bamboo industry at ang potentials nito. No? But before that, gusto ko lang pong ipaalala sa inyo, sa May 17, gagawin po natin yung pinakaunang virtual convention ng lahat ng stakeholders sa Hass Avocado and Abuyog Sweet Langka stakeholders. Ito pong convention na ito will mark the beginning of two new agro-industrial activities in Mindanao. No? Why are we calling it agro-industrial activities? Sapagkat sa mahabang panahon, alam niyo yung ating farming sa Pilipinas, pauso-uso. Kapag sinabing yung rami ay magandang itanim, lahat nagtataniman ng rami. Noong sinabing ang Gemelina daw ay magpapayaman, magpapamilyonaryo, lahat nagtaniman ng Gemelina. Noong sinabing yung Jetropa ay yayaman daw yung mga tao, lahat nagtaniman ng Jetropa. Noong sinabing passion fruit, ay yayaman daw ang farmer, lahat nagtaniman ng passion fruit. But the problem with that is that walang organizing body na talagang nag-arrange ng tinatawag nating complete value chain. Ibig sabihin, pinatanim ka, ni hindi mo nga alam kung saan galing yung planting materials mo, nag-invest ka without an assurance that there will be a market for your produce. So ito po yung failure palagi ng ating agricultural programs in the Philippines, yung hindi kumpleto yung ating tinatawag na value chain. The farmer plants based on the belief that he will make money, but at the end of the day, he will find himself scrounging around, looking around for a market for his produce. And at the end of the day, sisisihin ng gobyerno. Of course, may kasalanan ng gobyerno dyan for failing to guide the farmers. That's why right now, sa Mindanao Development Authority, we would like to correct that. We're trying to start at least 3 new industries. Bamboo industry, langka industry, and avocado industry. Bakit langka? Pati langka. Did you know that we are importing 500 million pesos worth of langka from Vietnam and Thailand every year? Can you imagine that? Langka, gina-import pa, purbidang kinabuhi. But this is one of the realities that we have to face. Bakit hindi natin na-focus yung langka? Kasi naging parang backyard livelihood activity lang. 1 puno, 2 puno, 3 puno. Walang merong langka plantation dyan na 1 hectare, 2 hectares, 5 hectares. So, kung ang langka mo 2 puno, how can you possibly market your produce? Okay? So, bakit avocado? Because right now, there is a great demand for avocado and ang market nito is both local and for export. In fact, we are importing avocado. My God. Bakit kawayan? Double purpose. Sapagkat yung kawayan actually, grabe ang demand ngayon sa Amerika because tinanggap na ito na construction material. In fact, si Rod Bioco will tell you later na yung demand actually ay hindi pa nila nasasagot. There's a huge demand for the product, but they could not supply simply because we have not planted anything. Or meron planted bamboo siguro, it's not enough to produce the volume required by the importers. But then again, tulad nung ating gagawin sa May 17, kailangan nating komplituhin yung sinatawag nating value chain. Ibig sabihin, we will introduce this product to the farmers, but we will make sure that the farmers who will participate in these programs and projects ay tama at angkop yung kanilang area for these crops. Like say for example, marami nang nanghihingi sa akin ng similya ng Hass avocado. I'm sorry, but not everybody could plant Hass avocado because Hass avocado, while it will grow in the lowlands, it will grow in the midlands, ang Hass avocado actually, ideally, should be planted in the highlands. Ibig sabihin, pwede ka magtanim, pero if we are looking at export quality avocado, we have to maintain a standard. Ibig sabihin, kung magpa-participate ka sa programang ito and you want to make money, you have to come up with an area that is suitable to the production of quality avocado. Hindi pwedeng magtanim ka ng 2 puno, 3 puno, tapos pag hindi mo nabenta, magagalit ka sa akin. No? So ang sinasabi natin is, we want to set everything in order para yung partisipante ng avocado growing program or industry will abide by the standards so that he will be able to produce quality avocado. We will also set standards for the production of langka because not every langka is sweet. No? Hindi lahat ng langka matamis. Merong langka na kapag binuksan mo parang nahulog sa jeep. Maputla pa sa nahulog. Maputla pa sa lapsi pa sa nahulog sa jeep, no? And of course, we have to set standards. If we want to gain a part of the market for langka and for avocado, we have to produce quality products. So today, we are doing all of these things. No? Etong ating mga programa sa Minda, yung promotion ng bamboo industry, itong promotion ng langka industry, itong promotion ng Hass avocado industry, and of course, all the other programs of Minda ay ginagawa nating tama para hindi na tayo makadanas pa nung dinanas natin sa rubber industry na hanggang ngayon yung Philippine Rubber Research Institute is still basically an inactive agency of government. No? Kasi kulang ng pondo. Wala namang pondo. At sa mga policy makers natin, walang nakakaalam kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng rubber. Okay? Like our banana industry. When Cavendish banana was introduced in the Mindanao, everybody planted banana. Ngayon, may sakit, hindi alam kung anong gagawin. Kapag bumagsak ang presyo, galit. Pero disorganized. So, my dear friends, ito po yung ating gagawin. And we have already started this with the bamboo industry. Inumpisa na po natin to. In February, we organized the Bamboo Industry Development Council in teka muna, may tumatawag sa akin. Itong problema sa teleponong ito. So in February, we organized the Mindanao Bamboo Industry Development Council in Cagayan de Oro City. Doon po sa DBP Regional Office, attended by the President of DBP mismo. Bakit kasama si DBP? Sapagkat kailangan may funder. Hindi pwedeng patanimin mo si farmer tapos walang funding. So, ang mangyayari ngayon, organized ang ating farmers groups. Merong funder, merong processor, at merong buyer. Okay? That completes the value chain. So that at the end of the day, nakapagtanim na tayo ng kawayan to protect our land from soil erosion and of course, protect the watershed and the headwaters. pero meron pa tayong produkto na pwedeng pang-export because this is now in great demand in even Vietnam and the US. No? So ngayong araw po na ito, let me start with Mr. Rod Bioco, no? Yung chairman ng bagong organized na Mindanao Bamboo Industry Council. Rod, mayong hapon kanimo.
Inyo Secretary, o dagan kay salamat sa higayon na kay hatag nimo karon para maka-apil ta tambong ta sa imong programa para expand natin ang atong advocacy sa bamboo.
Okay, Rod, let me start by telling you this. No? Bamboo is part of Filipino rural life. Di ba? Katong bata pa ta, latuson ta sa atong tatay, katong kagingking sa kawayan. Di ba? Di ba? Ang salog sa atong balay, kawayan. But all of those years, we really never thought that one day bamboo would become an international commodity. Today, it's in great demand. How did this start?
Well, first of all, bamboo is common in tropics and subtropical areas, especially in countries like Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia. And it has been part of our life kay katong sa una, halos tanan balay na magay gamit ang bamboo, no? But then initially bamboo is associated as a poor man's lumber, no? Kumana lagi mi sa among mga lolo lola, no? Nang ilang kusina kay ilang salog kay bamboo, ang una-una gyud nato sa mga bata na pobre man din among no?
Pati kama, kawayan, di ba?
Kawayan. But then technology has evolved, no? Especially with initially with Japan and Taiwan, and later on it was adopted by China, and China basically mass-produced the bamboo products and became foundation in their rural economy, no? And China having a big area na denuded and deforested na mga areas, and a lot of the areas of China are not suitable for even for most forest trees, no? And bamboo became the basic na reforestation ng material, no? So it became a basic strategy of China. Now sa Vietnam, they also had some problems with their forest area during Vietnam War, no? Katong Agent Orange, and much of these forest areas gi-rehabilitate nila using bamboo, no? Using American funds, part of the reparation treaty with the US, no? And with the expansion of bamboo, they determined that to a point, no, that they need to industrialize bamboo by creating various building components, so building products out of bamboo, mga boards and lumber as a substitute to wood. And in the last 10-15 years, there are bigger awareness, no, among Western countries on sustainable materials, and bamboo was identified as one of the best source of sustainable materials to replace many of the tree species and other products that are not renewable, no, like plastics and steel. So with that, there's an explosion of demand for bamboo.
Okay. So right now, anong variety anong variety ng bamboo ang in demand in as far as your group is concerned?
Well, for Bukidnon, we have the giant bamboo, no? In particular, this is
Kinitong
the
tawag lang
Dendrocalamus,
apos, no?
Dendrocalamus asper, no? And usually this asper grows very, very well in very high rainfall area, no? And ideally, it also wants a cool environment so that it can produce a lot of starch, no, during its development phase. And this is where Bukidnon is actually very ideal. But aside from Bukidnon, there are many areas in Mindanao, no, around Bukidnon, from Lanao to North Cotabato, to the Mount Apo na area. These are high elevation area. There are plenty of plateaus that are suitable for giant bamboo. Now, ang isa sa problema sa structural use of bamboo is that during the growing stage of the bamboo, first year, ang shoot is still very vulnerable, no? It's very brittle.
Ang tambo.
And if you have more than 70 kilometers na wind, it will affect the structural integrity of the pole, no? So this is where we have a lot of advantage because typhoon is not so much
Sa Mindanao,
occurring
Mindanao, yeah.
in Mindanao, no? In other countries, or even other parts of the Philippines, like in Luzon, perhaps they'll be better off with the tinik. No, tinik is much more difficult to propagate and to harvest because of the thorns. No, it takes a lot more effort to harvest. But the tinik variety is also a very good structural material, and it grows very well in lower elevation. In fact, there's a very big demand for tinik. And tinik is similar to strength, no? In a structural characteristic as guadua, no? Ang guadua
Atong iron
is
bamboo.
a type of bamboo, no, in Central America and South America, no, in Brazil. So when they talk about bamboo, they always associate bamboo with guadua, which is also a giant type of bamboo, but a little bit different from our giant bamboo, which is twice bigger than guadua. But that's the most common bamboo in that area. Sa mga subtropical areas like China, Taiwan, Japan, Korea, ang ilang bamboo is the moso bamboo, which is only about 1/3. No, it is equivalent to the upper half of our giant bamboo. No,
So ang
And
giant
yet,
bamboo, is it the biggest bamboo variety?
no, it's the second biggest. No, the dragon bamboo is the biggest, but it's not so common. No, tawagan. And then especially that it is very sensitive to wind. No, so it cannot be grown in areas where they always get more than 70 kilometers of per hour na
Okay.
wind. No?
Rod, let me interrupt you. Let me just ask a few questions, no, because I know that daghang naminaw sa ato karon. Unsa ni istoryahan lang kawayan, no? Because sama sa gisulti nako kanina, ang atong familiarity sa kawayan katong kagingking nga ginalato sa atong amahan sa ato, no? Now, let me ask you this. Una, cultural. Dunay daghang dili ganahan magtanom og kawayan, kay kung magtanom ka daw kawayan, managhan ang mga banakon. Tinuod ba na?
Well, at some point, tinuod, especially with the tinik, no? Kay ang tinik dili magud masudlan and makatago magud ang mga animals. Pero sa case sa giant bamboo, it's not as critical, no? Tawagan ni. Pero ang kuan lagi nila na nalagay saying sa ato na kung suko kasi mong silingan, tamnan nimo ang abay yung pala yung bamboo. No?
But you know, that belief actually stems from the fact that ang kawayan actually, unlike trees, no, kaya ideal yung kawayan for reforestation, eh. Because sama sa istoryahan nato tong 2 weeks ago, nga kining DNR pangutan-on kaug asa nimo giputol imong kawayan, thinking that by cutting one bamboo pole you will destroy the clump, which is wrong, no? Unlike the tree, Dili para sa kahoy, pagputol nimo, it will take some time before it grows. Ang kawayan, pagputol nimo, daghang tambo mo gawas, no? So, it's really very ideal. Now, let me ask you another question. Why are we promoting the planting of giant bamboo now? Is there a market for it?
Oh, well, isa is market. There are basically two functions. One is ecological, no, and the other is commercial, no. Now, most of the bamboos planted, giant bamboos planted in Bukidnon, ang reason for planting, no, the intention to plant is basically ecological, no. Itanom nila dito sa mga bakilid, sa galis, no. Gaymoon nila og perimeter fence, and secondary lang ang commercial, meaning kanang mabaligya nimo, no, because there's really no major taker of the bamboo, no. So tawagan ni, but we cannot rely on ecological na intention to solve our problem with forest denudation and degradation, no. In the case of Bukidnon, we have a little over 1 million hectares, and 300,000 hectares, or almost 30% of our land, is denuded idle grassland. And this has caused a lot of the disaster, no? If you remember katong Sendong, Pablo,
Katong Cagayan River, no?
and katong sa unsa ni Binta, no? So Typhoon Binta in 2017, which is the last one, no? Daghan kayo na tawagan grabe ang flooding ug landslide, no. Ang isa sa problema po nato na grabe kayo sa pangtanom og kaning RR na corn, no. Kay wala may lain na no, na panginabuhi ang atong mga mag-uuma, especially katong mga wala gyud mga luna. So muadto sila dito sa mga bakilid na area para magtanom og mais, no. And there are plenty of areas here in Bukidnon na ana siya nagipangtamnan ang bukid og mais na miskin na bakilid na kaayo, no. And then later on they abandon once na dili na kay siya productive, and then move to another area. And that area left behind becomes very vulnerable to soil erosion and landslide, no. And kung ecological lang unta ang reason, tawagan ni daghan na unta kaayo ang nagtanom og bamboo, no. And yet gamay pa lang gyapon kaayo nagtanom because really,
more than ecological, economical ang
economic
rason.
yun dapat yun.
Okay.
So it's
So
really about
let me go to that question. Aside from its ecological benefits, ano ang economical benefit? If I were a farmer, why would I plant giant bamboo? May market ba?
sa isa ka hektarya makatanom ta og 200 ka clumps, no. And each clump can produce 7 to more than 10 actually pag karaan na gid siya, no, more than 10 poles per year, no. Ang isa ka clump, it may have 40 to 60 or even 80 poles, no, at any given time, and 25% of that, which is representing mga tong 3-4 year old na siya, harvestable, no. So you don't have to harvest the whole clump, and you can get easily more than 1,000 poles per hectare per year, and that ang
Okay.
imong net siguro ana is mga more than 100,000 kung mabaligya ginato, no, kaning at the rate that we are buying now. You can generate more than 100,000 pesos per hectare per year, no. So kana siya na kwarta, lisod na pangitaon, especially bamboo na wala namang kay kinahanglan na input after na magsugod na siya harvest.
Right. Okay. So, ang inyong kumpanya karon sa Bukidnon is known as the first company nga initially karon you're starting to buy bamboo because you are processing it. What do you do with the bamboo?
Well, ang critical gyud sa process sa bamboo is to preserve it, di ba? Kay kung dili na nato ma-treat, dili na nato ma-preserve, no? So kinahanglan gyud ni nato ma-treat, no? And before we treat it, we have to remove the skin, in most products skin og katong iyang tiyan, no, the belly, no, or we call it green, the skin, and then yellow, the belly. Kay dili man gud to siya mo adhere ang skin o ang belly to the gluing process. No? So we try to remove that and then treat the bamboo slats, no, with boric solution so that it can last for more than 30 years. No? So dili siya bukbukon. No? And these treated na mga slats can be used to make boards and lumbers. And then later on, it becomes the material to make building materials and furnitures. No? So, ang gabuhaton karon sa Bukidnon Giant Bamboo Resources Corporation or BGB, no, is to focus on the post-harvest first, no, because without the post-harvest, we will not be able to preserve the the bamboo, and we cannot come up with manufacturing facility without the proper treated raw materials, no, like many things else, no. It's very critical now. We have to develop first the post-harvest, no. In this case, that is the initial planing, planing and treatment and drying of the bamboo, no. And later on, as we increase our post-harvest capacity, we should be able to have enough volume to make laminated boards and beams, no. Ang problema lang nato ana kay initially if we want to get into the US market, na yung mga minimum orders na kinahanglan nato makuha, no.
How huge is the
Masatisfy.
US market?
Well, ang sulti nila ito recently it's more than $2 billion, no. The
A
import
year.
nila sa bamboo product
Okay.
a year.
Di ba nag-export,
And this is
di ba nag-export
exploding.
na mo, Rod?
Yes, we're exporting to a company in the US that is making prefab houses, no. Gusto nila ang atong bamboo slats, especially the 10 foot na slat, no, para himuog dingding sa ilang balay, no.
Aha.
And ang bamboo gwapo kayo siya og insulation and sound and heat insulation properties aside from the structural strength, no, of bamboo. And since it is treated with boric solution, it becomes fireproof also, no. Taas ang iyang kaning fireproofing na na qualities, no, na pasar siya dito sa building code sa US.
Okay. Now, I'll pause for a while with you, no. Is Bobby Tinsain? Did Bobby join us?
Yes, sir. I am,
Bobby, how are you?
Thank
Kamusta
you.
ka? Oh, damo pa rin
Ayos,
tingod di sa
sir.
Cotabato, ha?
Tamo, diri Ilonggo gyapon sa Bukidnon, sir.
Diri sa Cotabato, damo ka di pa rin mga tinsay.
Thank you, sir.
Ya sa
I
Pikawayan,
hope to
no?
meet them.
Yeah.
I hope to meet them one of these days,
All
sir.
right. You are the chairman of the Bukidnon Giant Bamboo Resources, right?
Rod is the chairman, sir. I am the president.
Okay. Oh, you are the president. Okay. Now,
Okay.
how much investments are you pouring into that processing facility in Malaybalay, Bukidnon?
Currently, sir, the first business model is around $1 million, sir.
Aha.
But we hope to, per facility, sir, but we hope to scale that up to about $3 million per facility, sir.
Okay. All right. Very good. So, tanaw mo as president of the Bukidnon Giant Bamboo Resources, no? Ano ang extent sang inyo coverage? How wide an area would you be able to serve?
Actually, sir, in our assessment, sir, the market is unlimited, no. So we need to really, again, sir.
Go ahead.
The market is unlimited, provided that we really scale up the post-harvest facility, sir. Kasi as mentioned by our chairman Rod Bioco, it's difficult to scale up kung we do not expand the post-harvest facilities currently in Bukidnon. So we hope to expand not only in Bukidnon, but maybe dira sa Imo, sa Cotabato, and then of course is Zamboanga right now is already indicating interest, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
actually, update lang Rod, no, Roger, Bobby. Last week, nag-meeting na kami, virtual meeting with the Development Bank of the Philippines because I was able to arrange a grant fund from DBP for the 6 upland towns of North Cotabato where we are setting up nurseries actually. Nandito si Joey Resimilia, yung aking staff, no. Joey, can you give us an update on the commitment of DBP for the bamboo program?
Good afternoon, sir, and to Rod and Bob. So far, we are now in the process of preparing the project proposals that will cover the 6 municipalities covering Arakan, Antipas, President Rojas, Magpet, Kidapawan, and Makilala for
And
a
pwede natin
grant.
siguro i-appeal di ang kwan. Matalam kasi upland din yan.
Matalam, sir, pwede.
Tulunan,
And Tulunan.
bandang Alamada, Banisilan, Pikawayan. No?
Yes, sir.
Yung mga areas na yon. No?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But for now, we're processing muna yung 6, no? We're making the proposals. And we are going to meet again this coming May 20 for a workshop with the provincial government preparing the bamboo roadmap of Cotabato province.
So basically, what we are asking DBP to give us are funds needed to establish nurseries in these areas.
Yes, sir. We're working on a 1 million grant for every municipality, sir.
Aha. That's a grant from DBP for their eco-forestry program.
Yes,
diba?
sir.
Talking about nurseries, muna ang pinakadakong problema. Manguta naman si farmer, asa mi makakuha og seedlings. We have with us today, joining us, straight from Balay Bukidnon, ang gitawag nga nanay sa Giant Bamboo program sa Tibuok, Pilipinas. Kagahapon, Mother's Day, pero dili niya day, kay bamboo nang iya. Ang ating nanay ng Philippine Giant Bamboo Program, Mirna Disipulo. Maayong hapon, Ma'am Mirna. Hello? Oh, is she with us?
Yeah.
Ma'am, good afternoon. How are you?
Still with the mother. Still as a mother and lula of Giant Bamboo.
Okay, ma'am, how long have you been involved with the Giant Bamboo Propagation and Program?
More than 30 years.
30 years.
About 1983, 84.
Nga ang bamboo, giant bamboo ang ginpili mo instead of other varieties or other species.
Kay mao siya ang the most economically important species in Region 10. And it is the most in demand species.
Uh-huh.
That's why I just concentrated on that species for the nursery and plantation establishment studies.
Okay, now, the bamboo fever is catching up nationwide, no? Almost everybody's asking. Taga Samar, taga Leyte, taga Pangasinan, taga Iloilo. Ang problema natin, do we have enough planting materials for giant bamboo?
Yeah, we have a lot of stands actually, a source of planting materials in not only Bukidnon, but also in some areas in Misamis Oriental. It's just a way of collecting them so that the stands will not be destroyed, and then we can avail of the branches. We just use the branches. Sanga lang ang ginagamit natin.
Pero kaya bago makuha ang sanga, kailangan putulin mo yung puno, di ba?
Oh, there's no need to cut.
Really? Okay.
Oh, ginakat-kat na sang collectors.
Aha. Ang tawag sina sa Ilonggo, Ma'am Mirna, pulo, di ba?
Pulo ba? Hindi nang ginasaka kagwa.
O gani, oo. Di ba tong padaw sa nga sang kawayan? Pulo. Pulo sang kawayan na, di ba?
Okay, okay.
Oo.
Hindi ako pamilyar.
Okay.
Okay. So in a poll, sa isa lang ka poll, we can collect at least ha, 10 branches.
Okay.
It can be 15 to 20. So
Okay.
ang isa ka poll, it belongs to the clump, di ba? Kanang
Yep.
tapok.
Yep.
Ang
Yes.
mga clump, kung ang clump hindi maharbisan for 2 to 3 years, may mga about at least 50 poles na siya.
Aha.
So meaning, in a clump, 50 poles times 10, we have at least 500 ka-branches na makuha at least.
Aha.
Sometimes it is about 1,000.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot of money,
So,
ha?
ang clump.
Sa
Yeah.
branches pa lang.
Oo, sa branches pa lang, ang farmer makakwarta na.
Okay. Ma'am, let me ask you this. Kung magtanong ako sang giant bamboo, of course, ang unang produkto, tambo, di ba?
Yeah.
Laktan sang gata, kag kwan, kag langka, kag bulad, no? Okay. Ay, hindi kali, kwan sa luyot, tambo, okra, kag gata, no? Okay. Anyway, aside from the tambo, how fast can I harvest the poles of my bamboo, of my giant bamboo?
Oh, after more than 6 years pa, on the 7th year ka pa, makakuha sang pole. Pero ina nga pole, it's not as giant na gina-expect naton.
Mhm.
Wala pa niya na-attain ang optimum size niya.
Okay.
But then, we can collect na, ma-mature na ina, pero gagmay pa lang, hindi pa lang na siya sing giant, good na giant.
Okay.
No? So, gagmay pa lang ang poles, siguro mga 3 to 4 inches ang diameter pa lang.
Okay.
So, but then, on the third year, kaiina na pole, nagwa na siya nga shoot on the third and the fourth year from planting.
Mhm.
Kay 1 year after planting, gagmay pa man nga shoot. So meaning, gagmay nga poles ang
Okay.
ma-produce.
Saan mo nakadugay nga paghulat ko bago ako maka-income? When you were with DNR, did you come up with a program that would support the bamboo farmer in the meantime that he is waiting for the first harvest of his bamboo?
Okay, busa nga ang among recommendation is ang spacing sa pagtanom is 5 meters by 10 meters. Kaysa span inang 10 meters, pwede ka pa magtanom sang cash crops.
Okay.
Meaning, you can still plant corn or mga root crops. Bisan ang mga root crops can survive, bisan mag-close na ang canopy ng bamboo, kay mga shade-loving plants man na sila,
Okay.
gabi, mga iban nga root crops. Kaya nila pa i-survive. So, ang inang 10 meters, after 3 years, halos hindi ka na makatanom sang life-loving plants. So, shade-loving plants ang pwede natin itanom.
All right. Now, in all of the years that you were involved with the bamboo industry, the giant bamboo, for example, aside from the economical benefits ng bamboo farming, ano ang mabulig sini sa mangunguma? Halimbawa, akong lupa, bakilid, taas, ano mabulig sang kawayan sa akong papanguma?
Actually, ang gine-recommend namon nga tamnan sang kawayan is katong areas nga hindi prime areas, meaning to areas nga that are not planted with the cash crops, just like the corn and some other cash crops, no? We should not compete the long-term crops with the short-term crops. Kay 6 years ka pa maka-avail sang abot sang imo kawayan. That's why ang gina-recommend namon dito sa areas itanom siya nga hindi siya matamnan sang mga cash crops kay hindi ka man mapakinabangan dayon within 1 to 3 years ang atong kawayan. So ang recommendation namon is to plant these bamboos to protect the environment. Ako, I tried to measure the biomass sa giant bamboo, kag ang iyang carbon sequestration capacity. So actually, ang biomass sa giant bamboo, at least 40 tons per hectare per year. Oh, so mauna nga, it can help in the environment. So we are trying to tell the farmers that not only for economic, but also for environment. And also for the aesthetic value sa kawayan. Hindi bala mga gwapa, mga kuan kayo, mga products.
Pero nakita ko tong balay mo sa Malibalay ha, nga kawayan ng everything kawayan, no. I really admire that, no. Damol kaayo ang walling mo ha.
Actually, ang design unta, ang plano unta namo ani is to showcase a house nga low cost house pero gwapa.
Aha. Inang balay nga ginpahimo mo, pila ang cost na, ma'am?
Actually, ang original is just about 150,000 atong 6 by 6 meters na size. Pero nagpa-extend naman abi ako.
All right. So anyway, madami kang salamat, Ma'am Mirna, no, and thank you for supporting our bamboo program.
And I am here to help with the planting materials.
Very good, no. Ang South Cotabato actually may ara magali sila nga mga apos, no. And they are also interested to join to participate in the program. In fact, si former Secretary Mike Sueno sang DILG is the one coordinating the Tibuli farmers, no, from Tibuli, South Cotabato, para makasupply man sila sang mga planting materials. Kay grabe ang demand karon, gapangakig ang iban kundi yung pagsabton sa Facebook, no. Mangakig na kay nga away daw na sa batang ila pamangkot, no. May mga taga Bicol, taga Samar, taga Leyte, Bohol, no. So ang problema natin kasi diyan, ang problema natin diyan actually, no, na yung ating shipment ngayon ay disrupted because of COVID-19, no. And well, yung mga nagtatanong siguro will have to wait until we are able to hurdle the hardships that we're facing sa COVID-19, and then we'll be able to boost our bamboo program. But there's already one group in Cagayan Valley, no, which has started their nursery, and they're thanking you for the propagules that you're sending them. And ako, ginabuligan ko man sila because ini-commitment ko, Ma'am Mirna, sa Cagayan Valley. Actually, when I was Secretary of Agriculture, I told the people of Cagayan Valley, saling ko, if you don't plant bamboo along the banks of the river, talagang babahain kayo dyan perennially. Nag-overflow yung ilog at saka gumagalaw yung yung bank, no, because pag daan ng tubig, walang harang kasi yung Cagayan Valley flat na walang kahoy. Walang kahoy. So, ang kinakailangan talaga, matamnan ng kawayan yung gilid ng at least, no, mga 50 meters away from the bank of the river para medyo mabangga niya yung yung tubig na umaapaw. And so I'm helping them, and they have started a nursery in Cabagan, Isabela. And I think they're doing fine. They're starting to grow now. And hopefully we'll be able to share with them more planting materials para maparami nila, kasi ang target nila is about mga 5,000 hectares. That's about 1 million That's about 1 million seedlings, so ganyan kalaki. Anyway, thank you, Ma'am Mirna, no.
Okay.
Let me just get some thoughts from another key leader of the bamboo industry in Mindanao, si Roger Navarro, who is also with us. Roger, tanaw, anong tingin mo sa sa bamboo industry, future ng bamboo industry? Medyo mahina yung sound mo, Roger. Sorry, I can't hear you, Roger. No, I can't hear you. Hindi kita marinig, maingay yung sound mo. Anyway, Rod, Bobby, no, medyo nahamot lang ko because kahapon and this morning, yung aking staff, si Mayet, told me na yung Philippine Bamboo Council is asking me to make a commitment of support for the bamboo industry. Ano pang commitment of support na kailangan nila? Gumagawa na tayo, nagtatanim tayo. Yung kanila commitment pa lang, yung atin planting, no? So ito minsan ang isang problema natin sa ang dami nating programa na puro meeting, puro planning, puro visioning, puro commitments na wala namang naitanim, no? And so I'm happy that Rod, Bobby, and Roger, Mirna, you're leading this effort in Mindanao. And the Mindanao Development Authority actually has identified 9 river basins in Mindanao. No? Pero ito, tulad ng ating plano, kumpleto dapat. Okay? Si farmer is expected to earn at least 100,000 pesos per hectare per year sa kanyang kawayan. So kung meron siyang 2 hektarya sa gilid ng kanyang lupa, equivalent to about 400 clumps, at least kikita siya ng mga 200,000 a year, no? In addition to the benefits of being able to harvest the tambo na pwedeng laktan sang tagabang, sang saluyot, okra, at saka gata, no? At saka ibi o yung dried shrimps. And that will be food. And in addition to that, yung ating environmental and ecological benefits from the planting of bamboo on top of the economic benefits, no, that the farmer will gain from planting. But then again, kailangan talaga natin dito yung complete value chain. So, na-establish na po natin, naandyan si Ma'am Mirna at saka yung mga kasama niya, willing to support us with the planting materials. Naandyan si DBP, willing to fund the project. We are packaging this right now. Naandyan si Rod Bioco at saka yung grupo niya, willing to buy the bamboo poles. Ang estimate nila na income ni farmers about 100,000 pesos per hectare per year. And of course, naandyan yung merkado, no? Locally and internationally na mag-absorb ng produktong ito. Kami naman sa Mindanao Development Authority, we are actually guiding this project, no? And modesty aside, it was actually Minda which organized the Mindanao, which led the organization of the Mindanao Bamboo Industry Council. Sapagkat tulad po ng sinabi ko kanina, dapat iwanan na po natin yung ating mga pagkakamali sa nakaraan, no? Na mag-i-introduce lang ng bagong produkto, patanimin ng passion fruit, patanimin ngayon dragon fruit na naman, patanimin ng rami, patanimin ng gemelina, patanimin na kung ano-ano, no? Pati yung ang pinakakatawanan diya katong golden kohol, no? Na inintroduce, nag-aagawan pa, nagtataguan pa ng golden kohol, no? Ayaw mag-share kasi kuan daw, the golden kohol that will make me rich. Karon naging peste sa pamayan, no? Pati ng hito na Taiwan na basta lang ipinasok dito, inintroduce without proper planning. Ayun, nakaletse-letse yung ating native hito industry. So my dear friends, let me get back to Rod Bioco. Rod, anong kumpanya nga yung nag-o-order sa inyo ng huge volume of bamboo slots that you cannot fill up until today?
Actually, there are a couple of companies based sa Vietnam and sa US, no? Bamboo hardwoods.
So ang Vietnam is importing from us, ha?
Yes, kaya kulang sila og raw material despite
Okay.
their large area. No?
At least
Because
nakabawi
they just
tayo.
realized-
Kasi palagi lang tayo nag-i-import sa nakabawi tayo. At least maski kawayan,
Oh, pero-
nag-export tayo. Ha?
Yeah. But they developed their manufacturing capacity already. No? So mas advance sila sa ato, and in fact they ran out of raw material because they're using also bamboo for their paper industry, no?
Really, ha?
So dako na kayo ang ilang bamboo industry. In fact, in one province similar to Bukidnon, they already in less than 10 years they were able to bring up their industry, no, bamboo industry to $1 billion na level, no, from bringing it up 20 times, no, in 7 years to $1 million na level. Because key to the development is really the industrialization, no. So mo gini nga tong tumong karon sa Bukidnon Giant Bamboo Resources, so that we can motivate our farmers to plant more bamboo. We have to demonstrate to them that we should be able to take in all the poles that they can plant.
Okay.
You can just imagine a setback. So for every 1,000 hectares, you need to process.
Nag-deteriorate yung iyong sound, Rod. Sandali lang, ha? Rod? Okay. Anyway, nawawala yung sound from Bukidnon. Pati si Roger, hindi ko marinig kanina. Pero, gusto na akong may baluan ninyo, nga as of the moment, actually, may mga advancements na sa technology. Dili na lang pang building materials ang kawayan. Actually, ang kawayan karon ginahimo ng unsa ni wipes. Naay mga wipes karon nga bamboo. Wipes, ha? Yung katong paper
Wet wipes.
Ayun, yan.
Wet wipe.
Yeah, wet wipes, bamboo, right?
Yes.
Oh, ano pang ubang unsa pang ubang mga produkto, Rod?
Well, bamboo there, using it as a substitute karon para sa steel pipe, no, sa China, para sa ilang gas and oil na steel pipes, bamboo na ilang gagamiton, no. Ang bamboo sap mo ay pinaka raw material karon para sa 3D printing, no. And you can produce a lot of products using 3D printer, no. Ang ilalagay istorya na bamboo will bring us to Mars, no, kay while they go to Mars, ang mga spare parts sa spaceship i-produce sa 3D printer, no, kay namang ginay maguba, so they just bring along 3D printer with ang iyang ink, ang 3D printer nila is mainly from bamboo, no, fiber.
Wow.
So daghan na kayo advances, no, so bamboo will become a basic na raw material for 3D printers.
Oh, unya nanay fabric karon, di ba? Nanay fabric nga bamboo based, Rod?
Sorry.
Mga tela, fabric.
Yes.
Oo.
Bamboo is excellent na substitute to cotton, no? And antibacterial pa siya. 1 hectare of bamboo can replace 50 hectares of cotton.
Really,
No?
ha?
That's why China and India is aggressively shifting their textile industry to bamboo, no? And the big brands like tawagani kani sila Lacoste, a lot of the haute couture sa couture sa Europe have started already shifting to bamboo instead of cotton because it's a much better quality na fiber as a cotton substitute, no. It is equivalent to the best or the highest quality of cotton, no, ang ordinary na bamboo fiber, no. So sa China, kami ni Bob, we just been there recently, no. Kanang sa Anji City, no, which is the bamboo capital of China. Daghan na kayo factory na nag-invest sa bamboo textile, no. So they're making kaning mga bed linens to mga towels, and they can compete at the same price, no, with better quality sa traditional na cotton.
So with these growing uses for bamboo, are we expecting a spike in the price of bamboo products in the future?
Well, definitely sa pole na side, no, there will be pressure on prices to go up, no. Kay tawagan the demand for poles will be more pronounced, in the next 5 to 10 years, as we grow rapidly our capacity. So it is expected.
Okay.
And especially now, no, if we can go back lang, we're trying to promote, di ba, natay First Mindanao Bamboo Expo karon na September.
Oh yes. Please tell me about that. Kinsay mag-appeal sa First Mindanao Bamboo Expo nato sa September? That's in Malaybalay,
Well,
right?
Yes, actually, Bobby can explain further, no, the
Sige daw,
developments,
Bobby.
because Bobby is the Expo chairman.
Okay. Sige.
Bob?
Yes, Sec. Ngayong hapon sa liwatanan. Yes. It's now set. I want to thank again, of course, Minda for spearheading this expo. So it's September 17, 18, and 19.
All right.
September 18 will be, of course, World Bamboo Day. And we already have the venue. It's going to be at Robinson's Mall, Valencia, Bukidnon.
Mhm.
And of course, this will be attended by limited by physical attendance. But what we are excited about, this will be also virtual sec. No?
Very good.
So,
Okay.
Everybody, including
So September 18, 17, 18 and 19 sa Robinson's Place,
yes, Valencia, Bukidnon.
Valencia, Bukidnon. Okay,
And
Bob,
this-
I'll have to cut you off because nag-overtime na kita base pa ba doon pa ko din sa istasyon sa radyo. We will discuss that next week, no? I-discuss natin yung ating September Mindanao Bamboo Expo, the first Bamboo Expo, no? Anywhere, no? Anywhere in the country. Pero ang gusto ko mangyari diyan na merong virtual na access yung mga tao, na makikita ng mga tao yung halimbawa produkto ni Robert Palomares, yung produkto ng Bukidnon Giant Bamboo Resources, para makikita nila online and then maka-order sila. Okay? So,
Correct, sir.
yes, I would like to thank Rod Bioco, Bobby Tinsay, Roger Navarro. Sorry, Roger, masama yung sound mo, yung linya mo. And of course, the mother of the Giant Bamboo Program in the country, Mirna Disipulo, for once again presenting to us an exciting new industry. Hindi lang panghagdan, hindi lang pangkama, pang-brief pa. Can you imagine? Can you imagine magsuot tayo ng brief na kawayan? Walang hiya. No. So anyway, so that's the future of bamboo, no? And it's an exciting future. And so this early, I would like to urge farmers, no? Look at this new industry. May mga bakante kita na lugar sa kilid-kilid sa mga umata nga mga bakilid. Tamnan ta sa kawayan because not only will we be able to enjoy the tambo, we will also be able to contribute to our country's program to protect the environment and the ecology, and of course make a little money for ourselves. On behalf of everybody, the guests and the staff here at DXND, I am Secretary Manny Piñol of the Mindanao Development Authority, saying thank you once again. Ito ang
Thank
totoong
you.
magsasaka.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.